to seal count. Now I'm going to go a lot of detail on the seal count in that the way we use it, usually, the punch is coming here, I'm going to make sure I can cut my angle. Right? Seal count, even though when you practice, a lot of people do it, they just kind of turn their fists over this way, they don't really understand it. Seal count is almost like a pawing strike, and it shoots out towards your opponent. It goes up and then comes down and then turns over, and then the shoulder drives through again. It's very important that you understand the arm drives out, turns over, and then drives out again. The shoulders have to turn through on each strike.
I want to get the intercept on two angles. That way,
So we're going to do the intercept on this angle. So he's punching.
Second,
We're taking right now then.
la cosa se salió.
Like this. Alright? Here's your intercept. If the other punch is coming, I can intercept with the same fist and then drive through. Right? So again, I can reach through on this, and then this, and then drive through. Now if you look at the outside of the arm, I'm cutting. Right? Because he's going for this as a target or this as a target. My arm has to cut that angle. And remember, he started the punch before I did, so he's going to get there first. I got to make sure I drive that out. Okay? This has to go on the angle straight to the head. Target being the side of the head. Now you can use seal count and then use the other part of it being this, and then this. Or do it again, this, and this. Then use chop choy or fan ball. Okay, so I'm doing this, and I'm going in this way. Okay, if I don't want to do that, if he's coming punch, I can also use this. And I can use this as a pinning hand. So I pin, and then I can chop choy. Okay? Chop choy meaning the horse head. And I would use that horse head so that kneeling step for a takedown. So depending upon what I'm trying to do, if I'm staying really upright, because I want to continue to strike and keep driving in. When I start going into deeper stances, like a horse stance or a half kneeling step, it's usually because I want to attack the balance. Okay? So again, he's punching, and I'm going off on the angle, right? I really want to drive. So in the beginning, I kind of teach this so they get used to being off on the angle, but then you want to get them used to it. Straight in. No like shifting of the weight. Okay? From here, you can even go seal count and then straight punch. Nobody says you can't do that. Okay? It's not our way. We would probably more do this, and that one. Either go here or go into a pec, or from this go into a jong. That's more Lama system. But no, nothing says you can't drive straight in. Nothing says you can't go in underneath. That's what we do. Okay? So we worked on the seal count off on the angle where I just use the quad over the pin and the chop choy. We worked on when the person's coming here. Now, again, we can go straight line on the seal count. We can angle off on seal count. These are all things we can do in seal count. You can drive your opponent back on seal count. Okay? You can go from one side to the other on the seal count, which says you can't do that. You can even turn that into any one of a number of fist strikes. Seal count sets up. Now, seal count is always considered 3 strikes. Okay, so if he's punching, usually I'll do this and I'll keep going. So I had I set up. When I'm doing seal count, I'll think about 1, 2, 3. I can change from there, but usually I'm thinking And the reason is I don't want to go 1 and then this. It's only going to put me in defensive posture. I want to keep driving toward my opponent, so I know what's coming at that moment. And I know if it's coming in the same parameters, I can cut off whatever's coming if I just turn that fist over. That's why I want that hand out, and I want to be able to continue. Okay? Remember that the footwork, even if I'm doing this is going to go straight line after that. Okay? If I'm more like in a fighting stance in an on-guard position this way, I'll just step straight in. So if he's coming that side, I'll go this way. And then I'll keep stepping in that way. So again, if I'm in this kind of an on-guard or even this, I can step straight in this way. Okay? If I'm this way, he's going to I'll do this. And from there, I'll go into my seal count. So my first seal count wouldn't be this if he's coming that way. I would split this way. Okay? If it was the other fist, again, following that same line, then I'll come back in this way. I usually will, again, I'm trying to stay on the outside of the elbow. If I start getting into this, I can use it, but it just leaves me really vulnerable to the other side. And we can't always think that our opponent's an idiot. Try to treat your opponent like someone who knows something.